Coalition CUPP, after receiving credible health intelligence and having researched into the reported planned lifting of the lockdown of Abuja, Lagos, and Ogun State, consulted health experts, conducted a detailed survey, analyzed the pattern of spread since the imposition of the initial lockdown, and reviewed the guidelines for the lifting released by the Presidential Task Force, has now come to the conclusion the opposition coalition CUPP reject the decision by President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government to lift the lockdown without putting in place measures that can control the growing rate of infections. Nigerians will recall that following the address by the President on the 27th April 2020, we had immediately stated that the opposition received the announcement of the proposed lifting of the lockdown with reservations, pending the study and research by our experts. Based on the outcome of the effort, we have come to this unimpeachable conclusion that what Nigeria rather needs now is a national lockdown and not lifting of the partial lockdown. This is fundamental because, like we had highlighted in previous statements, a lockdown on its own without complementary action was not going to achieve much. The statistics of the pandemic today justify this position of ours. Nigeria is one of the countries with least testing capabilities. Fellow countrymen, can you imagine that with all the media noise and volume of money spent, including loans and donations being taken and received left, right, and center by President Buhari government, our dear country Nigeria, with a population of over 200 million people, have tested only 12,800. And I repeat, 12,800 citizens from 27th February 2020, the day the index coronavirus testing was positive. To date, with an approximate of over 2,000 infections, while our neighbor Ghana, with less population, has tested 120,000 people with around the same 2,000 infections. South Africa tested 210,000, Egypt 100,000, Morocco 40,000. And with this weak performance of testing only 12,800 since the infection started, how can Nigeria test people when lockdown is lifted with probability of more infections? The NCDC is talking of running out of testing kits and talking of no bed space, even with little case of 2,000 reported infections. Infection of doctors has moved from 40 to over 100 in days, and the president's only remedy is to be watching his TV, be waiting for the news of foreign vaccine to be made, because he has no idea or has the capacity to even try to develop home remedies like Senegal and Madagascar. And you want to allow such a man open the gate for people to roam the streets because he ruined the economy and squandered the palliative that would have kept people at home. In view of Section 14 of our Constitution, of what use is he being president, apart from issuing a detailed and pre-recorded speech whenever it suits him? The true test of leadership is here, staring us in the face. No money, no economy, no attempt to assemble our doctors and local herb experts to try something. Even those trying to develop local vaccines are not getting federal attention. The president prefers us to wait till our former slave masters develop something as usual. Nigerians, be careful as you come out, because the worst can happen now, as the health institutions and strategies Buhari put out are weak. And I repeat, are weak. That is why we are not comfortable with the plan to officially open the lockdown and allow people move in crowd with no capacity to handle the possible fallout. We hereby declare that President Buhari's lifting of the lockdown without complementary action cannot achieve the targeted aim of revamping the economy, as the virus will painfully and unfortunately spread again, and thereby force the government to shut down again, and this time under that circumstances. Fellow countrymen, we know it is hard, but the APC government led us to this hard spot. They wasted over 10 trillion in revenue and borrowed funds and could not bear the economy. Hence, everybody's pockets went empty within 24 hours of lockdown because the economy was already dead. The little left, they hid under palliative to take it away. It is not our fault that we had leaders who came to change, and indeed change us into poverty capital of the world, broke down our security in all parts of the country, and divided us on ethnic and religious ground. But let's not allow them use incompetence in handling our current and let us not allow them use incompetence in handling our current health challenge and use it to kill us. We pose the following questions to guide citizens to see where the incompetence of this government is leading the